Welcome back to War of the Lesbian Zombies. In the last scene, Carrie was left high and dry, and she's pretty much done with men as they prepare to fly Brenda back to Manhattan.
Arriving at the hangar, the two pilots and Carrie saw Brenda on the jet's cabin steps waiting for them. As they stepped inside, Brenda read their minds. The captain was remembering the times he'd slept with Carrie. The co-pilot was stewing over the fact the captain had slept with Carrie. And Carrie was thinking how she despised both of them. Yes, Carrie was sexually frustrated. She had a good orgasm coming, but no one to offer relief from that internal burn. After the jet got airborne, Brenda sipped on a margarita and looked down on the lights of Port-au-Prince and the darkness of the jungle. The moon was on its downward arc in the western sky, and the Milky Way warped around the heavens like a soothing blanket. What a beautiful world. She felt the sting of tears. "Cassandra," she whispered. "I'll watch over Aurora and keep her safe, my friend." Pressing her forehead on the window, she sobbed out, "I will love and honor you forever." Carrie strode up with her blue eyes fixed on Brenda. "You must be tired, Miss Ayler." Brenda looked from her plush seat and read Carrie's mind. "I'd so love to get it on with you. Oh, I can't tell her that, but I'm so damn horny." "The plane is a comfy bed and back behind the curtains." "I am kind of tired." "Follow me." Brenda looked her up and down and gave her a sly grin. "Would you care to join me for a little mile-high club action?" "Oh," she glanced toward the cockpit, "I can't leave my post unattended." Brenda stood. "Don't worry. The pilots are busy arguing over you." Carrie smiled, led the way past the galley, and pulled the aft curtains apart. "After you, Miss Ayler." "Just call me Brenda." She had to move a little sideways to get by Carrie, and when she did, she felt the heat radiating from her body. She took Carrie's hand and pulled her down on the small bed. As the plane soared at its maximum altitude toward New York's JFK, Brenda gave Carrie the full lesbian zombie experience. The deep kissing that transferred the virus, the tender caressing that rocketed fireworks off the ground, and the bursting orgasm that would change her life forever. The resculpting of her body would not go unnoticed. Curves built for a Ferrari, the breasts of Venus, and skin so soft and smooth that to touch her was to love her. As passions waned, Carrie snuggled Brenda lovingly. "I've never wanted to do this with a woman before. Have I been living a lie about my sexuality?" "No, sweet Carrie. You've just been made aware of a better alternative to men's idea of love." "I like it, but will I ever want a man again?" "Maybe, but just the same, welcome to the Sisterhood." Colonel Wesley Miller was awake and lying in bed with his wife, Lynn, but they weren't making love, they were talking. "There's something going on with Lawrence, and I can't put my finger on it. He's never been secretive with me before. Why didn't he just tell me he was going to Long Island to see Jackie O'Neill?" "Maybe he was horny and didn't want you to know." "Jackie is a tycoon, made billions with her skincare treatment." "Jackie's soft skin restoration cream. I have some on my vanity. It's all right, I guess." "She has a corner on the market worldwide. A bunch of hot women live with her in her mansion. They call it the ranch. A real nest of lesbians. I heard Senator Hoffman say so himself. So why would Lawrence go there for sex?" "You're right. Getting laid can't be the reason." "He was only there for 5 minutes. A long drive for nothing." "So how do you know about these lesbians? Were you spying on the senator?" "I overheard them talking in the general's office. Jackie and those girls are up to something nefarious, I'm sure. And they're way too close to the top brass at the Pentagon for my comfort." "You'll figure it out." Lynn rolled over and turned out the light. "Now go back to sleep." A travel-weary Brenda was glad to be back home. As she approached the front door, she heard Loa call her to the crystal shrine. She strode around the mansion to the greenhouse, and after going inside, she approached the gold railing. "Loa, I am here as you instructed." She heard Cassandra's voice in her mind. "Brenda, I am with Loa." Tears trickled down Brenda's cheeks. The sorrow of losing Cassandra mixed with the joy of hearing her voice. "Brenda, do not cry. Look hard and you will see me." Brenda looked into the pit. Lightning bolts crisscrossed the void, but without crackle or thunder. Looking up, she saw Cassandra's face in one of the crystalline panels. "Look around, my queen." A crystalline panel on her right revealed a woman dressed in armor and riding a white horse. "I am Joan of Arc. I was burned at the stake in 1431 for breaking the law of cross-dressing. My crime was being a woman in military clothing. I should have been a heroine of France, but died a martyr." The panel went dark. Another panel glowed around an old woman with wild dark hair and wearing a peasant dress. "My name is Martha Corey. I was a pious member of Salem Village Church and denounced the witch trials. In response, the powerful men of Salem accused me of witchcraft. I was hanged in September of 1692. My only crime was speaking out in defense of innocent women." The panel went dark. Brenda heard another woman's voice on her left. "Brenda." A crystal panel showed a girl wearing a hijab. "My name is Jasmine. I was only 12 when my parents gave me in marriage to Ahmed al-Hakim, a man who was 60 and already possessed 5 wives. He was nice to me, and he was rich, so I agreed to marry him. That first night, he found my virginity difficult, so I said, 'No, please wait.' But he forced himself on me, hurt me, and because I cried, he beat me. Then to teach me a lesson, he invited his 2 brothers to join in. Hassan and Saul performed vile sex acts on me, and when they had their fill, my husband felt sickened and accused me of being a whore, unholy before Allah. The village imam, Muhammad Abdullah Abadi, sentenced me to death by stoning. 1 year ago, I was murdered in the road by my husband and his 2 brothers. I beseech the Sisterhood to hunt down the imam, my husband, and the 2 brothers, that I may rest in peace." Tears streamed down Brenda's face. "I'm sorry for you, Jasmine. The Sisterhood will do as you ask. Where do we find these evil men?" "The village of Badish in Pakistan, on the shore of the Arabian Sea." The crystal panel faded to black. Then there was only silence in Brenda's battered mind.
There you have it. 4 bad guys are going to get their just reward. But Pakistan? That's halfway around the world. How can the Sisterhood pull this one off? Stay tuned for episode 8. Brenda and her sisters are on a mission for Jasmine and their goddess. And for revenge of this magnitude, they'll need help from General Taylor. But Colonel Miller's got his suspicions and a nose for trouble.